Bodada, good morning, welcome to today's assembly. This week we're going to be looking at hope. And to start off with, here's an amazing story of hope.
Have you heard of Bethany Hamilton? Well, this is her story. On October the 31st, 2003, Bethany, aged 13 at the time, went for a morning surf in Hawaii with her best friend's family. Around 7:30 a.m, she was lying on her surfboard with her left arm dangling in the water when a 14-foot long tiger shark attacked her, biting off her arm just below the shoulder. The family helped her paddle back to the shore, and then the father gave her first aid to the stump of her arm. She was then rushed to hospital, but by the time she'd arrived, she'd lost 60% of her blood and was obviously in shock. Bethany spent the next 3 weeks in hospital before being released. Despite the trauma of the shark attack, Bethany was determined to return to surfing. 1 month later, she was surfing on a custom-made board, longer and slightly thicker than a standard board with a handle made for her right arm to make it easier to paddle. She also learned to kick more to make up for the loss of her left arm. Just 3 months later, after teaching herself to surf with one arm, she entered a major surfing competition. She now uses standard competitive boards, just like everyone else uses. Bethany has demonstrated that the loss of an arm is no obstacle to her fulfilling her surfing goals, and she has had hope beyond her circumstances that everything would get better if she worked towards her goal. She won the Explorer Women's Division at the 2005 National Surfing Championships and began competing on the pro circuit in 2007. More recently, in 2016, she came third at Fiji Women's Pro Surfing Competition, beating the world's #1 woman surfer. In 2004, Bethany wrote a best-selling book about her experience called Soul Surfer, a true story of faith, hope, family and fighting to get back on the board. In 2011, the movie Soul Surfer, based on this autobiography, was released. In recent times, a documentary called Unstoppable has also been made about Bethany's life and events since the Soul Surfer has been released. Bethany is now married and has 2 children, and she continues to surf professionally.
So hope is a feeling of trust. It may not look like it right now, especially if you're going through something difficult. It can be really hard to see beyond our circumstances. However, having hope is trusting that things will get better, that the hard times are temporary and our future is bright. When we go through challenges in our life, a lot of the time we ask ourselves, why? Why is this happening to me? But knowing why really doesn't matter. What matters is what we do next. We can either choose to live in our pain or choose to live in hope.
To close our assembly this morning, here's the word of the week. For I know the plans I have for you. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you future and a hope.